Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Painted Dog TV. Lovely to have you all with us. I'm going to skip through the quick hellos because I'm going to show you what we've found, everybody, and what we're sitting with here. The Pride decided to come and rest on the old airstrip very, very close to our camp, folks. Such an incredible start to our afternoon. I got to camp this afternoon and said my hellos to everybody, and they said, get in the car, there's lions. So we jumped in the Jackal and we've headed straight down to the fence line here, very close to our camp, folks. And amazing to have found not just the 4 lionesses we had last night, all 3 males are with them as well, everybody. You can just see the 2 now that Rhino is focusing on. These are, well, the one on the left with his head up, everyone, is one of the ginger males. And the one to his right is his injured brother, the one that's got the injured hip. The 3rd male's back behind me, and we'll head over to him in a short little while. But just such a wonderful start for us. I tell you what, I had to work really hard this afternoon, everybody. I got in the Jackal and I drove a maximum of 400 yards to this incredible scene that we have right here. So awesome to have caught up with the lions again. And one thing's for sure, they've eaten something. All have very big fat stomachs. And what is also interesting, everybody, just before we went live, when we got here, what I found interesting is the male that's got his head up now was lying right in the middle of these 4 lionesses with his paws draped all over one of the females. And for a good while, about 5 minutes, they were lying there completely unfazed. This lioness wasn't concerned. And then the male sort of twitched his head ever so slightly, and she took offense and growled and snarled at him, and he got up and he went and lay down next to his brother over there. But they clearly had been lying together for some time and were quite comfortable with one another. And what's also interesting is all 3 males are here, and there seems to be no confrontation whatsoever. Now, females will often spur things on between males if it's got anything to do with the females possibly being an estrus. You know, then that sometimes happens, and males will argue with each other over the right to mate with a female. But sometimes just the presence of females alone will spark a bit of aggression between the males. But they all seem very, very chilled with each other here this afternoon. So they were in a bit of a dust-up recently. There's some very evident wounds all over the males' faces. I haven't had a good look at the one with the injured hip yet. I came straight to the girls here first, and I'll head over to the males just now and go and try and have a good look at their faces. I want to see if there's any major damage to the one with the injured hip to his face and whether he was involved in the squabble. But yeah, really awesome to see, well, almost all of our lions together. The other 2 lionesses have been located this afternoon as well, everybody. They're still on Leadwood, so quite a distance from where we are, a couple of miles north of here. So they're still separated from the Pride. I'm sure they'll reconnect eventually. It's not going to be anytime soon, I don't think, because of the distance they're apart. But yeah, it's wonderful to start an afternoon like this, isn't it? I'm just going to quickly touch base with all of our pack members that have joined on the private channel. Good afternoon, Carol, Barbara, Mary. Lovely to have you with us, ladies. Hello, Di. Hello, Willow. Hi, Sue. Good to have you with us. Hope you're all well and having a fantastic day. Oh, here we go. This is just what I was talking about now. See how the ginger male just quickly got up and intercepted his brother there and said, no, these are my girls. Very interesting. Having a good look at the injured male, and it doesn't actually look like he's got any fresh wounds on that face. Just now get my binoculars up quick and have another close look. Just going to try and go forward an inch, everybody. Just see if we can look at this guy's face quickly. He's looking our way now. I know he does have wounds on his face. See if you can pick that up there, Ryan. So either side of his right eye and also on his right cheek, behind the mouth, there are some fresh wounds on his face as well. So there you go. There's evidence now, everybody, that 3 males were fighting with each other. There's not a scratch on any of the lionesses, but the males have all got fresh wounds. A couple days old now. It's when they last had their fight. But fascinating behavior to see there, hey? As the injured male got up and came towards the lionesses, his fitter brother quickly intercepted, blocked him off. Not aggressively, which was good to see. I mean, he actually rubbed his face up against his brother, but he clearly cut him off, not wanting him to get anywhere near the females. Good afternoon, Becky. Good to have you with us. Yes, we have got lots of lions. 4 lionesses and 3 males. All here on the southern fence of Blauwbank, very close to our camp. Literally 400 yards out from the camp. So Ryan and the team, I think, are going to have some fun tonight when this pride does eventually get active. They might even go and drink at Camp Pan, at our little water hole in front of our camp. What is this lioness doing? Turned vegetarian. Busy picking off the branch of a silver cluster leaf tree. That sometimes can be a sign of frustration. You sometimes see these cats doing that when they're frustrated, or sometimes in pain as well. I've seen them do this. Now that lioness that's just stood up didn't look as full as some of the others, and certainly not as full as this male. That's quite normal to see, you know, depending on the size of the animal that they killed. Not everybody will have the same feed, unless it's of course something really big, like a giraffe or an elephant or something, a buffalo, you know, then they'll all have absolutely bloated bellies. But perhaps it was something like a kudu, a young kudu or a young zebra that they killed and ate last night, and not everybody got a full feed. Just watching the lionesses now, you can see they're quite alert and they're looking up to the skies. There's a whole bunch of vultures that have just flown overhead here. That's what the girls are busy watching. Interesting. See if you can pick up that vulture behind us there, Ryan. Beautiful shot here of what looks like a hooded vulture, everybody, that's just landed in one of the dead trees behind us here. So perhaps the vultures have arrived because they've spotted the lions. They'll sometimes come and hang around, see if they can spot a carcass. If they spot the lions on the ground, they'll often come and have a look. That's a critically endangered species we have right there, everybody, the hooded vulture. A bird which is sadly very low in number. It needs all the help it can get amongst some of the other vulture species. There are a number of them that are endangered in this area. Fortunately, they are quite well protected in corridors and in the Kruger National Park and on private reserves like the Rietspruit in this area here. But it's when they fly outside of these protected zones that they are at risk of poisoning, at risk of power line strikes. Lovely to see that. I also saw a couple of whiteback vultures fly over us just as the lions put their heads up, and then this hooded vulture as well. Sue, I see that you've got Maddie for company tonight. That's fantastic, and I see he's making supper. Just make sure he makes you the army spag bol, the military army spag bol. I've had it before. It's a deadly concoction. Really, really good. I highly recommend it. Let Matt know that I've said that's what should be for dinner tonight. This lioness has gone back to her stick. Can't be very tasty. Maybe just for a bit of roughage. A lot of animals will do that as well. They'll feed on the bark of trees for a bit of roughage in their gut. I suspect that this behavior now has got something to do with the frustration of these males. Lionesses are always a little bit nervous when the males are present. Because of their testosterone and size, they can turn on these females, and then it's a big danger. Wow, look at this. Is that blood coming down the side of the head there of this male? Yeah, there's a bit of oozing coming out of that wound just below the ear there in front of the mane. He took a serious beating. I was just saying to Ryan earlier, everybody, he's got a gash above his left eye, which definitely looks more like a tooth mark than a claw mark. It's a really big gash. Look at that stomach. Gorged himself again. So full. You might even be able to hear the panting of that male lion, everybody. Pushing that diaphragm up and down, helping with the digestion. Lions doing what lions do best. Snoozing. Just to put it into perspective for you all, the injured male lion at the back here, the one with the injured hip. Last night he was roaring in the most northwestern corner of Leadwood, and this afternoon we find him all the way down here on the southern fence line. Obviously people are always talking about this injured male lion and how well he can get around and move and how well he's doing, and don't get me wrong, I mean he's still in poor condition. But it is remarkable how this injured male manages to cover the amount of ground he does on a regular basis and keep up with the pride. And his brothers. So he's covered, it must be, I mean if he went in a straight line to this point, which he probably didn't, straight line, we're talking about somewhere between 4 to 5 miles that he's walked overnight. Busy being bothered by some flies. So yeah, he's really impressive, and just the epitome of a wild animal surviving. You know, that survival instinct of theirs. It's always incredible to see. It's horrible that obviously he's in a poor condition, but it is something that was caused naturally, and it is just amazing to see his will to survive. And how he still mixes with his brothers here. Ah, there's another telltale sign that it might have been a male fight rather than lionesses on male. Look at this male's inside of his armpit here, right? So male lions, when they get hold of each other, often try and attack the underbelly and even the genital area. The skin is very soft underneath there, there's a lot of blood vessels, and they often bite each other under the armpits, along the belly and the genital area, especially when it's a number of lions attacking another lion on its own. They'll bite down on the underside. You can see a couple of puncture wounds there just behind his front right elbow. A whole bunch of flies sitting on it as well at the moment. Also a couple ticks there. That's not good. Those flies are sitting dead still on that open wound. They will very likely be laying their eggs inside there, which of course will lead to maggots. But they can clean it out and might even eventually just fall off. You just hope that it doesn't cause an abscess and any infection on that lion. But it is something that happens all the time. So they have got quite a strong immune system, these cats. Another vulture coming into land here. Wow, look at that. Look at his tail feathers rippling. See if Ryan can catch this. He's dropping fast. Oh, just gone down. Another white-backed vulture that's just come in, everybody. A couple of vultures attracted to the lions, hoping that there might be a abandoned carcass somewhere nearby. Good afternoon, Rosemary and Connie. Lovely to have you with us, ladies. Lovely start to our drive here this afternoon. The bulk of the pride, 4 lionesses and all 3 males, lying up here very close to FC, to our camp. They're literally just 400 meters south of the camp on the southern fence line. To answer your question, Sue, the only time we really intervene is if it's a critically endangered species or something that was caused by man. And even that, something that was caused by man, it requires an investigation, examination, and a bit of time watching an animal, something like a snare or a bullet wound or poisoning. These wildlife veterinarians have incredible experience, and they'll tell us when to intervene, to be honest. But yeah, we usually only intervene if it was something caused by man or, like I say, an endangered species. Another vulture coming in here, another white-backed vulture. I love watching them come in. Love it when they get their landing gears out, legs extend towards the earth. So cool. Good afternoon, Guido. Good to have you with us. Hope you're enjoying this amazing sighting we have here of the pride. Just resting in the shade for the time being. I'm just going to go back quick, everyone. I want to just try and go have a closer look at the injured male lion and just see if I can have a look at the rest of his body, just see what sort of condition he's in. Bit difficult. He's in a bit of a ditch here. Let's see if we go back here. Might be able to get a look here. Hello, boy. So immediately now I can see another puncture wound on his front left leg, just above the elbow there. Also a wound below his mouth and some blood, and another wound just below the ear, the left ear. So yeah, his brother's got hold of him as well. Go ahead.
Can I join you guys? Can you just give me the location?
You're welcome to make your way. Just come south along the airstrip, the old airstrip, towards the southern fence.
I'll get him now on the Mumba Dam.
Okay, copy, make your way. Als het alleen? Nee, baie goed, dankie. Yes. Happy New Year. Hello everybody. How are you folks doing? Fantastic. Yeah, merry and all of those things. Goeie millies. Right, so folks, just an update. We were lucky to come and have all of this to ourselves for the first part of our drive, but the other vehicles have come through and we like to share. There are a lot of people interested in seeing the lions this afternoon, of course. An amazing sighting we have here, and we don't like to overcrowd them, so we are going to make space, everybody. We're going to let the next vehicle come in, and yeah, let's head off. Let's go see what else we can find. But this has certainly been an amazing start. I'm just going to quickly roll down to the other male lion, everybody, just so that I can show you that there is evidence that all three male lions are here today. Oh, that was great. There he is. He's decided to avoid the chaos. This is the other ginger male, everybody. Hello, boy. This male looks like he probably came off the best out of the three of the males, by the way, everybody. Go ahead.
I'd like to respond, but I'll stand by the haze until there's a gap. You can make your way. I'll pull out shortly.
Oh, look at those beautiful eyes, everybody. Just remarkable. Oh, there you go. Hello, big guy. Jeez, you are stunning. What a treat to have him roll over for us like that, everybody, before we go. He's a poser. Sue, just that the flies' maggots will actually help clean a wound. And if a lion can then either remove the maggots, or later the maggots will obviously hatch inside his flesh and fly out, that can possibly happen. But yeah, maggots will actually help clean the wound, and then eventually he either licks the maggots off, or one of his pride members will lick it off, and he'll get rid of all of those maggots that'll sit festering on the wound like that. Oh, there's a whole bunch of vehicles arriving here now. Right, let's get out of here before it gets a bit crazy. Oh, got a very noisy fan belt this afternoon, I hear. Afternoon, everybody. Hello, guys. Well, stations, I've left the Pride sighting south of Hyena. I think Hyena now in charge, but there are 4 vehicles here. Myself and Alan pulling out. Still stationary, same position. There's Hyena, everybody. There's our camp. That's where all the magic happens, all the behind the scenes. Goodbye, Hyena. We'll see you later. We're off into the wilderness to discover other beautiful things. Quickly go pop into Mumba Dam, everybody. Be nice to show you the water level at this dam, which is close to our camp. But just see what else we might find there. Maybe some cool birds, reptiles, amphibians, insects, maybe even a rhino. Who knows? I love this amazing view when you approach this dam with the Drakensberg Mountains as the backdrop. It's just picture perfect. And look at how full Mumba Dam is, everybody. Full to the brim. Ah, a little grebe. We've been lucky with the little grebes of late. Small little water bird just swimming across the surface here. They often dive under when they feel threatened. Beautiful little bird. I'm just busy scanning the water's edge at the moment now, everybody, looking for some of the other less often seen birds that like to hide in the trees that overhang the water's edge. Things like dwarf bittern, white-backed night heron, might even get squawko heron. I have recorded it here before. But today I don't see any of the aforementioned birdly fellows. Lots of foam nest frog nests, however. Be lots of tadpoles in this water. Alan for Gaz.
Go again.
What's your route from here?
Stand by, I'm figuring it out.
Okay, copy. So Alan, everybody, is out here with some of his guests. In fact, one of his guests is a homeowner.
Towards Mumba Dam and then head north towards Boskamp, I think.
Okay, copy. Thanks, bud. I'll check Lemundur and Kudukrip. So Alan, as I was saying, everybody, one of his previous guests has purchased a home here on Leadwood, and so they come out quite a lot actually throughout the year, and Alan always guides them when they're here. But Alan and I actually met about 10 years ago now. We were both guides at one of Anne Beyond's camps in Gala, which is here in the Timbavati, on the edge of the Kruger National Park, within the national park, but on a private reserve there as well. And we spent a couple of years guiding together at that amazing property. So a good friend of mine, Alan, I haven't seen him in a while. He was just with us there at the lion sighting. See, that grebe is quite busy, hey, trying to catch the little midges, little insects on the surface, or any other insects that happen to be on the surface of the water. Oh, it would be so cool if we did discover a nest. I see a couple of the ladies are chatting about the little grebes floating nests. It reminds me of my recent safari up in Botswana, when I was searching for the lesser jacana in the waterways along the Savuti Channel. I didn't find it, however, but it was beautiful. We saw lots of floating nests of the African jacana, which is the more common bird, and I had all these promises from the local guides up there. My guests and I was private guiding a trip up there, and my guests and I were promised, oh no, don't worry, we'll take you straight to the lesser jacanas, we know exactly where they are. And of course, we went out 4 days in a row, not one single lesser jacana, but about 7,500 African jacanas. It was incredible. Amazing bird life up there in Botswana. But the lesser jacana is still eluding me.
As Rhino on your separate interested, Rhino Poole heading south.
Copy, thanks. I'm 5 out. Good news from Alan, everybody. My good bud Alan. He's just bumped into a white rhino bull, and very close by. Let's go have a look at this prehistoric beast, shall we? Thanks, little grebe. That was fun.
I'm leaving the area. I'm a couple of stations in that block, in the area.
Quite a lot of dark clouds busy building up to the south of us. Wasn't any rain predicted, but you never know, we might still get some showers later this evening. Hopefully won't interrupt us during our safari, but it is starting to build up there. Now this road I've just turned onto here, everybody, is where Alan's just bumped into this rhino bull, which is apparently walking along the road, coming our direction. So we must be pretty close to this rhino. Just taking it slowly around the corners. Don't want to go bumping into a 2.8 ton animal. Even at this speed it would be a problem. Alan must have got quite far up the road. Oh, there's Alan. And I can see the very wide gate
You'll get a good shot.
of this big bull coming towards us here, everybody. Look at that. Just walking up the road towards us here, this big bull. We're just going to sit very quiet here, everybody. I think I've given him enough space to go past me here. Hoping he'll just come walking right by us here. But I'm just going to stay quiet when he does come past me. I don't want to spook him. Just listen to him when he gets close. Oh no. He changed the plan. Oh, that's okay. He must do whatever makes him happy. Let's go a bit forward here so I can catch him as he goes past us. Oh, look at that beast. It's beautiful. Busy sniffing the ground. Might be trying to pick up on the scent of another rhino. Lovely. So this is a young bull, everybody, that's been trying to establish a territory for himself down here in the south of the reserve. I've been seeing a lot more of him down here. I'm very excited that he's making this area his own. He's going to pop out on the road here again. So he just went into the bush to get around us, obviously. This is going to be an amazing shot with, again, the Drakensberg as our backdrop. How's that for a bum, everybody? That's some serious booty right there. Yes, he's massive. So cool. Just a 2.8 prehistoric giant ambling along the road here, almost completely unfazed by our presence. Let's stick with him for a little bit, everybody, see what he does. Might see him scent mark. They mark their territory quite regularly. So you'll see what he does is, if he's not dropping dung, he'll just pull over to the side of the road and he'll drag his feet through the grass on the edge of the road and then spray urine backward between his back legs, spray urine backwards into the scrape that he's creating. You can see as he moves along, as he's moving, he's got his nose literally just an inch off the ground. So they keep their noses very close to the ground when they're moving so that they can pick up on the scent of other rhino. Their sense of smell is remarkable. So he merely just needs to walk past the actual prints, the tracks of another rhino that walked here recently, and he'll pick up on the scent that's left behind purely from the underside of another rhino's pad. It is quite remarkable. Oh, there we go, he's scent marking now. So there you can see that spray I was just talking about, everybody. Didn't drag his feet too much there. Might just be because there was a big bush to the side there that was going to get in his way. But definitely a man on a mission, and a man leaving his scent behind. Yes, of course, Di, I see you've mentioned that they obviously look so much more impressive when they have their horns. I totally agree. It is so sad that this is the state of affairs and that we have to dehorn our rhino just to try to keep them safe. It's horrible and not the same. It's just not the same. But every little bit we can do to try and protect them, we'll always do, of course. He's changing his plan here. He's going off the road again. He's probably
leaving the lock of the lion.
probably moving along a game trail that he recognizes. Now the road just bends around and then comes to a big open clearing on the other side here, everybody. So I'm just going to go around and wait for him on the other side. I have a good idea of where he's going to come out here. See if he'll come and walk up towards us here.
Could I please get an update on how many leadwood stations on Lowveld, please?
Wellington number 6 please.
Copy that, Sandy, thank you. Rest of Lowveld number 7.
There he is. Looks like he's investigating something again. Or is he feeding? Can't make out his face from here. He's walked into a beautiful clearing here with some fantastic grasses that are growing here. So I think he might be grazing. Sounds like it. You can see on his flank there, everybody, all the mud that's caked on his flank from earlier today. It was exceptionally hot out here for the first half of the day, so I'm sure he's been wallowing in a mud wallow somewhere before he got going again this afternoon. Rhino will often do that in the heat of the day, the hottest part of the day, the middle of the day. Go find a nice, big, sloppy, muddy wallow to rest in, kill the hot hours of the day. Just busy listening. There's another vehicle coming this way at the moment. Station from Kaya on Hoofpad coming. It's wonderful to see him feeding now. Look at him mow the
One rhino ball on the corridor.
grass from side to side like that.
Leading Hyena onto Blue Bank. There's another rhino ball on the corner of the BC6. It's slowly mobile in a southward direction, also unattended.
Yeah, just listening to the radio, everybody, and there's a whole bunch of rhino that have been called in this afternoon. It's wonderful to know that we have a thriving population here on the Rietspruit Reserve and a very well protected population. I was kind of hoping this guy was going to come out from behind these trees, everybody. Just see what he does next, because there's a big fallen over tree to the left of him there. Wonder if he's going to try go around it or come back this way. He's going to go around it, I think. Sorry you have to go, Sue, but it was lovely having you with us for the first little while. Action-packed first hour. Enjoy that army spag bowl. We'll see you soon. Oh, look at the tall grass growing underneath the sickle bush. He's going to love that. Oh man, what a beast. You watch him while he feeds everybody, and you see those ears. They never stop moving, back and forth, side to side, moving independently. Of course, while he's grazing like this, he's got his head down. His eyes are often below the level of the grass. He's got terrible peripheral vision as it is. And of course, also, he makes a lot of noise while he's feeding. And his sense of smell will be hampered when he's grazing. So he relies heavily on those ears, on his sense of smell. I know I'm still with this rhino bull. He's in the first clearing on Beerstip, just north of Hoofpad. He's coming up towards us here. Look at this. He's only coming up towards us because of the tall grass that's growing there. Particular grass species that he likes feeding on. It's Aristida. Commonly called the blue seed grass that's growing there. You can see the fluorescence of the grass at the top. Is that as far as you can go, Ryan? Ryan's just having to swivel the camera around as best as he can, everybody. I'm trying not to start the vehicle when the rhino's this close to us. Don't want to disturb him too much. The rhino behind me. Oh, really? I tried to tell you, but yeah, he's just behind me. Big bull. I think so, yeah. Yeah, he's so calm, this bull, eh? A couple of vehicles moving around here that have just left the lion sighting. And he's just not concerned. Alright everybody, I'm going to leave him be here. I'm going to leave Hyena with him. Once again, just such an amazing sighting, everybody. That was so cool. I'm leaving two stations with that rhino bull on Fiesta, close to the junction of Hoofpad. Still Lowveld South. Hyena in control. Wow, what a beautiful drive so far, everybody. Magic.
I'm getting mobile on Midwood, standing by for update.
All the animals coming out for you, Ryan, on your last drive. A good farewell. Now we just need to make sure you see a leopard before you go. I want to just dial it in. Carol, yes, I did. I did receive another ID kit. I actually ended up getting it from Birdman. So the rhino bull we had there was number 34. He's that young bull who we're hoping is going to, like I say, establish his territory down here in the south. Good afternoon, Betty. Lovely to have you with us. You've missed quite a start. Whole pride of lions, beautiful sighting of some vultures, a little grebe, and now just left a beautiful big white rhino bull. Just busy grazing around our vehicle. It's been a wonderful start. And yes, Carol, it is Ryan's last drive, so we are going to have to find him a leopard, everybody. You haven't seen one, eh? On this stint with us. Okay, so there you go. The pressure's on, everybody. We cannot let Ryan leave Painted Dog TV without seeing a leopard. So I've got an hour. Okay, no problem. Carol says you've done a wonderful job over the last couple of weeks, Ryan.
Thank you.
And so does Mary. Compliments from the ladies. Oh, it's been wonderful having you out here with us, bud. Hopefully you'll be back. Right, so what I'm going to do, everybody, is I'm going to go check my usual patch for the kudu crip 2-3 female. Also, again, just going to check the area close to where I think that hyena den is. Just see if we don't find any signs there. The temperature has dropped fantastically right now, so the predators might be active already. Might not need to wait for nightfall. Fingers crossed. Ryan's just showing you this amazing view we have to our left here, everybody, of the Drakensberg Mountains. Dramatic skyline. Such a beautiful, beautiful view. Another amazing afternoon, everybody. Now see where the lines came from. See the line tracks below us here. Tracks of one of the males. Might even be that injured male that came walking along here last night, everybody. Love seeing those paw prints. As to form, everybody, I'm just going to take the road less travelled down towards Lemunduran Krip. See, nobody's driven here in quite some time. Beautiful little section, very thick woodland here, just before this little man-made waterhole. Once again, hey, hyena tracks here. Hyenas have been very busy in this part of the reserve. See, this is like a jungle in here, everybody, this little section just before this man-made waterhole. Always imagine a leopard would be sneaking through this jungle, would then just pop out, have its drink and go back. I have just spotted a common duiker here to our right. He seems quite relaxed, so doubtful that there's a leopard here at this waterhole. Seems like this little duiker is walking away from the water. Might have just come here for a drink. Wonderful to see a duiker out in the open like this for as long as this. An antelope which is usually quite shy. You can see the little horns just between his ears, everybody. It's definitely a male. The females don't have their horns. Look at the beautiful white flowers around that duiker as well, everybody. A flower called a string of stars. It's the most beautiful white flower that grows out here. I'll try to show you it a little bit closer when I go back up there. But you can see the flowers just beyond the duiker there. Common prey for the leopard, the duiker.
Leaving these lines from the Philippines line of
Perfect size meal. Not too difficult to manage in terms of tackling it and holding on to their prey. But also if they were to hoist the duiker, it's obviously a little bit easier hoisting a duiker than a fully grown Impala if they get threatened by another predator. Plus they're abundant. Common duiker, get the name common duiker because they are just so common. A very abundant antelope species throughout this entire region. What an amazing sighting of this little guy. Very busy little tail. Obviously also being bothered by the flies. You can see him every now and then just picking at the leaves, everybody. It's predominantly a browser, the duiker. Feeding on the leaves of some of the shrubs and trees that grow out here. But I have seen them eat grass as well, but not often. They are mostly browsers. Beautiful little antelope. Right, everybody, I'm going to leave him be. Just going to quickly pop next to the waterhole here and just see if I don't see any tracks of the elusive leopard. Nope. No fresh leopard tracks. Just some old hyena tracks there. Enjoy your afternoon, guys. Thank you. All right, next port of call. The area of where I think that hyena den is. But before we get there, I'm just going to quickly pause so that Ryan can show you these beautiful white flowers on the ground here, everybody. This is where the duiker was earlier. This pretty little flower called the string of stars. One of my absolute favorites that grows out here during our summer months. Isn't that beautiful? Just love them. Make a beautiful decoration as well. We're setting up a bush dinner. Often go and pick up some of this perennial herb and just place it on the table where my guests will be dining in the evening. Often find the string of stars growing in disturbed swales like you see here, everybody. They like open swales, disturbed swales, sodic areas, eroded areas. Very, very pretty indeed. Betty, that's a very good question. I actually don't know the answer to it. I'm not sure if they're easy to grow in your garden. They do like a particular type of soil, a very sodic soil, so I'm not sure. Might have to do some reading. Ah, there's a gnu. And impala. And giraffe. About a mile away along the road here. Wow, this is beautiful. Look at this, everybody. Wonderful gathering of some general game here. Blue wildebeest and a big herd of impala we have here. These animals are all thriving this time of the year. Such an abundance of good grazing and water. Often find these two species associated together. They like grazing on similar grasses, but also its safety in numbers, relying on each other to detect a predator. See how the impala do get out of the way of the wildebeest though, eh? Still wary of that big animal and its large horns, sharp horns. Can never be too careful. Couple of young impala coming up now from the right. Some lambs that are trailing at the back of the herd here. All staring at us. All busy saying, "What the hell is that thing?" Hello, little guys. You can see slight differences in size, so it dropped at different times. There you go, showing off their youth and agility. We really are being spoilt this afternoon, everybody. Fantastic game viewing here on the Rietspruit Game Reserve. Look at that little one. He might have got dropped on his head when he was born. Crazy burst of energy there. So cute. I love watching these baby impala. They've got so much, pent up energy, build up of lactic acid. They lay down a lot during the day. And so every now and then you'll see these crazy erratic explosions of excitement and energy from the little lambs. One of the females just sounding the alarm there. I swear they sometimes do that just to keep everyone in check, or maybe to get some of the others that are busy grazing head down to put their heads up and say, hey, hang on. We've got to take turns grazing. We've all got to look around. You never know, there could be a leopard close by. Oh, you're alarm calling at us now, are you? We are the least of your problems, my girl, I assure you. Look, you know, stranger things have happened. She might be picking up the scent of a predator. Yeah, there could possibly be a leopard nearby that's scent marking. Impala have a fantastic sense of smell. They'll sometimes pick up on the scent of a predator and just alarm call because they can smell the predator. I keep raising my binoculars, everybody, and staring down the road here, because it was just down here where we spotted the 2 hyena. I don't remember how many days ago, 4 or 5 days ago. And it was just down there where we lost sight of them going into, well, we followed them for a bit, but they went off to the left of the road here. And it's just down there in the dip where I believe this hyena den might be. I'm going to roll down there now, everybody, and see if I can find any tracks, and maybe also just listen out for any sounds that might come from that area. So what happened after I saw these 2 hyena is on the live safari, we followed them for a while, we checked a couple of areas, I found lots of definitive signs of tracks of them going in and out of this dense thicket here, and we then wrapped up our drive, and Ryan and I were heading out, and I found a prominent game path that went down into the drainage line, and I went along this game path and found tracks of hyenas going back and forth on several game paths in that area, lots of fresh tracks. And so I went a little bit further. I mean, I literally had to at one point almost go down to my haunches to get into the area, it's so thick. And just as I came through, I stood on a twig, and that made quite a sound. It snapped, and I heard a couple of animals, big animals, get up and crash through the bush running away from me. And I'm almost certain that it was the hyenas, maybe lying up close to their den site. So I haven't been in there with the vehicle. I haven't had the time to get down there on foot yet. Kevin has been there on 2 occasions now. He's done zigzag walks through this area and says he hasn't found a den yet, but he does agree that he thinks there's something going on here, because there's lots of sign of hyena in this block, in this section here. So just like I say, everybody, I'm just gonna stop here for a bit, just have a look around for tracks, have a little listen. I'm going to continue doing that for the next week or 2 and just see if I don't come up with anything here. I did find signs yesterday afternoon of where hyena had lay on this road just up ahead here. So there were recent signs of hyena here. But it's in here. Somewhere in there. I mean, Ryan, you show everybody how thick it is here. It's super dense, this little section. Almost impenetrable for us. And it would be a perfect place for these hyenas to sneak in if they have managed to find a abandoned burrow somewhere in here. A perfect place for them to, you know, conceal themselves and their cubs. I'll be back with you shortly, everybody. I just want to have a look around for tracks. No fresh signs here. There's definitely one set of hyena tracks going in there, but they're not fresh. Interestingly enough, there are a couple sets, quite a few sets of warthog tracks coming out of there as well. So maybe warthogs have made a couple of burrows in those thickets. Just going to loop around the block, everybody, and actually enter the block. Kevin and I have agreed on an area where we'll access this thicket every now and then, just to see if we don't pick up on anything. Not seeing any tracks here of hyena. Venture in here quick, folks. I want to try and get closer to the drainage line. And just sit here for 5 minutes and see if I don't hear anything. that might prove more difficult than I thought. Just looking at how thick it's getting here already. Very dense vegetation all around us here. Just going to quickly pull up where I saw. So I marked the point of where I thought the den was, everyone. I just want to pull that up quick. Try gauge how close I am to that now. I was approaching from the other side when I was on foot. But it was somewhere dead ahead of us here, towards the drainage line, where I spooked whatever it was that was sleeping in those thickets. Yeah, I can now confirm that, having had a look at my maps. But you know what, everybody, I'm not going to go crashing over trees here for no reason. I'd like to actually just get in here on foot and search that way. It's a lot less destructive doing it on foot. I mean, if I heard something, then I might have gone in there with the vehicle. But I do believe we're probably too far from the drainage line here, and I can't really get any closer without driving over many trees. So I'm not going to do that unnecessarily. I'll have to just come in here on foot and see if I can find anything on foot rather than, like I say, crashing over trees with the vehicle. You good there, Ryan? Okay, there's a big termite mound. Probably not big enough though. There's definitely no burrows around the side of it. There actually are two burrows here. But yeah, there's no hyena tracks here. There's somebody in here though. Just saw a whole bunch of flies buzz out as I put my head over the top there. It's one thing I got taught at a very young age. Don't stick your nose too close to an active burrow. You might get a warthog in your face. There's no tracks here either. Yeah, so like I say, folks, I'll come back here another time and do it on foot. Let's use the last remaining precious time we have together to go and spend some time finding Ryan's leopard. And all of yours, of course. Sorry, Connie. Didn't mean to startle you. I was just getting ready to levitate in case a warthog mother came out of that hole. It's happened to me before. I'll never forget that day actually. I was busy searching for a python, a big python. Betty's asking, Ryan, are you going home with many thorn injuries from the off-roading?
No, I'm actually good. I haven't had one since like...
All good, eh? Not a single one. There you go. He's fine, Betty. Don't need to worry. He's intact. But yeah, just going back to the scary warthog incident, my tracker that I was working with, over a decade ago, had told me that he'd discovered a massive python living in an old warthog burrow. And so anyway, he told me where this warthog burrow was, and I went out on my own to go and investigate. I wanted to try and see this python, try to find the python. And so I got to the area where I thought this burrow was, and I found a burrow, a very active burrow, and started putting my head down like this. I was standing right at the entrance, started putting my head down like this to try and have a look and a listen, because if the python's in there and it's close to the entrance, you'll actually hear it hissing. It'll hiss at you. So anyway, I did this, and as I was bending down, I could hear something pushing out of the hole at speed. And so I backed up as fast as I could and jumped at the last second as a female warthog came crashing out of the hole. And she fortunately didn't come for me. I jumped up and she took off. As she came out of the hole, she took off and went the opposite direction. Thank God. Because she would have taken one of my legs off had she hit me. So yeah, I haven't gone searching for pythons in burrows for a long time. Quickly have a look, see if there's any tracks around here. Some very fresh white rhino dung here. Very fresh. Looks like those rhino went through the block here though. Right, next stop, Kudu Krip. Ryan, apparently you had an insect burrowing in your leg. What was it?
Mango fly.
Oh, nice. Did the little flies come out of your leg?
Yeah.
That's lovely. You know, we just want to make sure you get the full experience here at Painted Dog TV. Mango flies. Those things are... I was going to say a foul word. I'll just say those things are horrible. Once again, everybody, just going to do my usual trick and try sneak up as quietly as possible on this little water hole we have up ahead here. Be a good time for this female leopard to be having a drink, or the male leopard that some of you got to see a couple nights ago. This is his territory too. Leopards will almost certainly be active already. The leopard's not here yet, Ryan. Oh, but there's a beautiful woodland kingfisher in the tree here. Oh, that's wonderful. What a treat. Man, I love that bird. Colours are unreal. Oh dear, Carol. Yeah, very sad boat that you and I are in. I hate missing out on a leopard. But I'm very grateful for this woodland kingfisher, that's for sure. What a beautiful sighting of a very special bird. Well, I want to sit here for 5 minutes, everybody, and just see if I don't hear anything. And it's wonderful that we have the company of this fantastic bird. Boom, hit the water. It's gone back. It's gone back already there, Ryan. Yeah, for a drink. Maybe a bit of a bathe as well. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He's come here for a bath. good a place as any to just sit and enjoy the peace and quiet, everybody. We know that these leopards drink here regularly. It's gone over to the next tree. Let's see if we can just maneuver a bit so that Ryan can try and get that beautiful bird again. Oh, there he is. Now he's caught food, I think. Yeah, indeed, look at that. What's he eating? He's busy beating it to death, whatever it is. Can't make it out. Not enough light. Can you see what it is? Can you go in a bit closer there, Ryan? I don't know if it's possible. Sheesh. Where'd he go? Gone. I couldn't make out what he was eating. That was very cool. Come on, little leopard. Giving her 2 more minutes to show up here. Bush is quiet this evening, very quiet. Okay, well, it was certainly worth coming past here. Magic sighting of that woodland kingfisher. Let's bumble up the road here, everybody. Maybe we'll bump into on our way down to the water. Not hearing anything here, no alarm calls. Being very, very sneaky, as usual. need to get back out here with our camera traps as soon as possible to see if we can capture more footage of that pregnant female leopard, try to figure out which female it is. And also might get lucky and be able to get footage that's good enough to see whether she's had her cubs yet or not. Because once those cubs drop, we're going to see more routine out of that female, going to and from one direction. Then we might have better luck. Goodbye, Mary. It's our greatest pleasure. Thank you for joining us. Good luck with the webinar. We'll see you again soon. Apologies for the break-up in signal there, everybody. Not too sure what happened. Might have something to do with all of the clouds that have pulled in. It's become rather gloomy now. But what an amazing afternoon we have had. Yet again. So spoilt, so privileged, and so happy to have shared it with everybody, with all of you. So Ryan, it looks like you're going to have to come back for your leopard, bud.
That to be the case.
Yeah. Might have to twist your rubber arm and get you out there again. But yeah, once again, everybody, thanks very much for joining us. We have run out of time for the evening, but it's been my pleasure sharing the beautiful things we saw this afternoon with you all, and we cannot wait to do it again. Have a wonderful day, folks, and we'll see you soon.